Hi, I'm Francie White. I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner and a somatic experiencing practitioner here in Eugene, Oregon. And what I have for you today is a little short video lesson, a 5-minute Felde that goes along with the longer lesson, twisting and turning. And this is a really good lesson for balancing the nervous system. I've used this movement when I've been hopped up and needed to calm down, and when I was crashed and needed to perk up. And it's just a really good way to connect with yourself, to learn to listen within yourself and respond, and that way foster your own felt sense of security and safety. So first of all, come and lie on your back and just let the floor take your weight. And just start by noticing what parts of you are making contact with the floor. Notice the shape of your back against the floor, the shape of your pelvis against the floor, where your legs and your arms are making contact, how your head is oriented, and just make a mental note of this. Don't ever judge it, just notice. This may change by the end of the lesson. And then bring your knees up to standing. And now just start to take your knees a little bit left and a little bit right. And don't go as far as you can go. And just start to gently rock your knees, tilting them left and right, and start feeling how your pelvis is starting to roll a little bit left and right. And as you do this, take an inventory and notice where you may be holding excess tension that you don't need, like in your chest, in your belly, your jaw. And you do enough of these lessons, you're going to start to notice where your favorite places are to hold tension. So just noticing this, and also notice your breath. So see if you can smooth out the transition between your inhale and your exhale as smooth as possible. So it's just a matter of taking an in-breath and then gently changing direction of the breath to an out-breath, and the same thing with the out-breath. And doing this while you're taking your knees left and right. And start to notice, maybe you can feel the twist in your spine that's traveling up towards your head. And just see if you can start to notice how far up you can feel that impulse in your spine. Maybe you can only feel it up to your lumbar spine, your lower back, or maybe you can feel it between your shoulder blades, and maybe even up into your head. But in any case, allow your head to start to roll a little bit left and right with your knees. And again, you're trying to smooth out that transition in your breath between the inhales and the exhales, and the exhales and the inhales. And check back in and see if there's any of these places that you hold tension that may have grabbed again, and just see if you can let those go. And then when you're ready, bring your attention to your hands and let your wrists start to roll a little bit left and right. Again, focusing on your breath. After you've done this for a little while and you're starting to sink into the movement, start to slow it way down. Just see if you can make it as slow as you possibly can. And then check back in and see where you may be holding extra tension that you don't need to be holding to do the movement. You may be feeling a little bit in your hip joints, maybe in your shoulders, your jaw. Just see if you can make the movement easier and easier. And then you can go back to just going that basic rhythm that you had earlier, that natural rhythm, and see if anything's changed, if it's any easier. And then one of my other favorite things to do as a variation is when next time you come up to the middle, pause, and now take everything left and right as small as you can. So if somebody looked at you, they would not be able to tell that you're moving. So your head is going just a tiny bit left and right, your head and your hands, your knees, and then focus on your breath. How can you make that transition smoother and easier? Notice if you're holding extra tension in your shoulder blades, in your eyes. Check in with your hip joints and your shoulders again, your belly, your lower back. And just take this movement so tiny. And then when you're ready, you can let it start to grow again, just little by little. Little by little, just coming up a little bit more every time. Making sure that you're focusing on your breath. Noticing any extra tension that wants to come up, and just seeing if you can let it go. And then let that all go. Let your legs go long. And notice how you're making contact with the floor now. Just notice what may have changed. We never judge, we always just notice. And it's the noticing where the magic is. The nervous system is intelligent, and once it notices something, it can learn how to be more efficient. So in your own time, come on up to sitting and just check in with yourself and check in with your shoulders and your hip joints. Check in with your lower back, with your breath, and just see if you feel a little bit more balanced. So I do have a longer audio lesson that goes into a lot more detail called Turning and Twisting, and it's part of my series Balancing Your Nervous System. That's available on my website, integratedselfeugene.com, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of free offerings with 5-minute feldies on my website. So thanks for checking in today, and I hope you have a great day.